Tottenham have yet to win on their temporary home ground this season. A narrow loss to Chelsea in the second week of the season was followed by two draws against Burnley and Swansea. The dropped points aside, Spurs never looked overwhelmed on any of these occasions. Indeed, even in the match against Chelsea, they held court, dominating possession and creating plenty of chances for themselves. Failure to make the most of those opportunities, and some lapses in defensive concentration, made the difference here. It's crucial to acknowledge, though, that they were results and unfortunate moments that are inevitable in any given season of football. To complain about the size of Wembley's pitch or the lack of noise from the cavernous stands is to ignore some pretty basic realities of the sport. That this stale play came in the first 270-odd Premier League minutes of play at Wembley allows pundits, paranoid fans and rivals to further spin a narrative that began the second it was suggested that a year in the wilderness might be required as White Hart Lane's replacement is built. It's that narrative that Spurs will be battling on Saturday. They already laid the groundwork in their 31 Champions League win over Borussia Dortmund. A win over Swansea the following weekend would have wrapped things up neatly, but the Welsh side were not quite obliging. Mauricio Pochettino will be able to call upon a thoroughly informed Harry Kane this time around though, and players like Harry Winks and Serge Aurier are finding some traction in the team even as luminaries like Moussa Dembele and Danny Rose remain injured. Eddie Howe's team will pose its own threat to Tottenham, of course. They might own one of the worst records in the Premier League this season, only one win in their first 7 attempts, but Bournemouth are much better than they appear. Beating recently promoted Brighton 3 weeks ago wasn't exactly a triumph, but further credible performances in the narrow 21 loss to Everton and the 0-0 draw with Leicester suggest that Bournemouth are rediscovering their footing in time to visit Tottenham. Still, Spurs' first task remains overcoming their own lingering doubt about their abilities in Wembley. A commanding win, even against a side like Bournemouth, might just be enough to vanquish such doubt for good.